here in the city of Ottawa, there's a lot of great people. Sherrod Baltimore has obviously helped out a lot over the past few years while he's been here for the Ottawa Red Blacks. But one person that everybody needs to kind of learn about is Coach Jean Guillaume. Coach Jean, he's a great human being in the city of Ottawa. He's known to be a football coach at St. Matthews, and right now he's at Clearwater Academy in Florida to really help them succeed on the football and life standpoint. And obviously, all that Coach Jean has done over the years, it's really great to see. Obviously, it's one of those coaches that you see in the States really putting the work in and having these guys succeed and bringing them to the highest level of not only football but life as well. And Coach Jean, I think that if you start learning more about him, you're just going to be learning more about the city of Ottawa. And Ottawa's full of guys like Coach Jean, and I think it's about time that people start recognizing the real people in the city of Ottawa that are really making a change, because it's not only the guys that are succeeding in football, it's the guys that are succeeding in life that should be recognized.
Understand me. They don't understand, they don't understand, they don't understand me. I come from the trenches where you gotta keep it low key. They can't understand, they can't understand me. I don't trust nobody, gotta watch how you approach me. I just wanna ball, see my mama coolin' with the stars. Plain Jane when you peep my Audemars. I'm just tryna ball, juggling and finessing, chasing dollars. See, I'm just tryna feed my squad. I'm just tryna ball. Money talk so they don't speak at all. These broke boys left the place who living large. They don't understand me, I'd rather stay on my lonely. Jugging and finessing, tryna stack up to a million.
Of course, seeing what Coach Jean Guillaume has done here in the city of Ottawa, it's phenomenal. There's not a lot of people that have done what he's been able to do in such a short amount of time as well. He really hasn't been in the city of Ottawa for as long as some people might think. So just going back to his journey to Ottawa, like Sherrod's, it was a long one. Maybe not as long as Sherrod's going through the obstacles out in the States, but Coach Jean, he hasn't really been here in the city for a while, but seeing what he's been able to do, I think it's time that people start recognizing maybe his background. Jean Sorphia Guillaume was born in Haiti and ended up moving to Montreal when he was 2 years old, where he would go on to live for a while. And just growing up in Montreal, he was able to have a lot of great relationships. He really made a positive impact on his name and made a name for himself as somebody that people can rely on, and was a great human being growing up and was a good kid. And he played a lot of sports growing up as well. He was a big football guy as well. He started playing in Montreal at Sun Youth, and he also moved to Miami for a couple years while he was in grade 1 and 2, where he was able to see a lot of great moments. He was in Miami for the great time of the University of Miami's football team, where they were on a run. So just being able to see a lot of football growing up, playing football as well, Coach Jean was able to really make a name for himself, not a big name for himself as a big-time player, but the people around him knew who he was, and the people around him knew that he was a great player, a great person.
You know, Jean's personality, always positive, upbeat, good teammate to everybody, loved his team. He was, I gotta tell you, he was always a go-getter, a very aggressive personality.
Building that reputation for himself, he not only bettered himself on the field, getting that name for himself, but he also helped himself off the field. He was able to know a lot of more people growing up, and one person that he was able to meet in Montreal, and one person that was able to mentor him into a coaching role was Earl de la Parelle. Earl de la Parelle is a legend out in Montreal. The late Earl Laparelle was a big name in the community with Sun Youth football, and Coach Jean was able to not only play Sun Youth, but was actually able to coach Sun Youth as well. Earl really made him a coach at 18 years old, where Coach Jean started his coaching career.
Well, I mean, Sun Youth was all about that. That's how everybody did it. Once we finished our studies and we were on to our second, our careers, you always got a call from Earl, and he basically demanded that it's time now to give back to the community, and he'd always, he had his visions for your future, I guess, and sometimes he knows best. He was a man of, Earl de la Parelle was a man of great experience, a great mentor to all of us, a great mentor to me, and I'm sure he was a great mentor to Jean. And he always had a vision of, paying it forward, always, and there was no saying no to Earl.
Obviously, seeing Coach Jean Guillaume coaching at 18 years old, there's not a lot of guys doing that. So being able to coach and play at that age, he was able to play at Vanier College in CEGEP, as well as play university ball with the University of Montreal. Being a defensive back on the field, he didn't necessarily get a professional opportunity right away, but we were able to see Coach Jean succeed in another path. He was able to get a role at the University of Ottawa, where he would go back to school and would end up getting a coaching job there in the future. And just seeing Coach Jean in the community in Ottawa, seeing his past, being at the University of Ottawa was his introduction to the city.
Baby mama, I'm giving it real, yeah. I'm giving it real, yeah, yeah. I'm giving it real, giving it real, giving it real.
Since being first introduced to the city of Ottawa back when he was studying at the University of Ottawa, he's been able to put together a great resume in the city. He's not only been able to put together a resume for himself, but as well as the people around him. Over the last while, we've seen a lot of guys succeed through Coach Jean's system, and that's something that he's been known for. He's been known for a lot of things, one being the coach at St. Matthew's in Orleans. And St. Matthew's High School in Orleans has really been a football high school for the last while, thanks to Coach Jean and the system he's put together there. And seeing a lot of guys succeed through the system at St. Matthew's and through Coach Jean, it's really been eye-opening to see that there's not only football being played in the States, but there's also football being played in Canada and being played here in Ottawa. So just seeing Coach Jean being introduced to the city back when he studied at the University of Ottawa to where he is now, where he's built a whole culture, a whole community around the game of football in the city of Ottawa. He's really put the city on his back, and he's really brought them to the highest potential possible. And I think that the future is very bright in the city. He was just recognized very well for a award that he just recently won, the Brian Kilray Award, where he's demonstrated excellence in coaching, and that's something that is not a surprise for a lot of people.
Well, it doesn't surprise me. It doesn't surprise me at all. Somebody that cares as much as he does about his players and about the well-being of them. And, so many coaches get caught up, like I said earlier, with the wins and the losses, that they sometimes get clouded upon, the well-being of their football players, and understanding that they're people first. And I think that's it's an awesome achievement by a very bright young football mind.
It's pretty impressive, everything that he does. It's nice that he get recognized for all those things because he puts so much time, so much effort, and he has this personality who he reaches out to everybody. That's how he gets so many connections. That's how he got to the Freedom Bowl. That's how he's helping kids from Ottawa, but also from Montreal and Quebec to get to the next step, to get to Florida, to get to Clearwater, because he has a connection. He's not scared to use them. He's not scared to believe in the kids that he really see a big potential. So he's really been, and I'm glad that he's been recognized Coach of the Year in Ottawa. It's a nice accomplishment for him. And you can see that finally people are starting to pay attention. I wouldn't say finally, but people are paying attention to what he does, to the good work that he's doing for football in Ottawa, for really putting Ottawa on the map when it comes to football.
You know, we're all volunteers when we put our hours together, and you know, the time and efforts that we put towards you know, mentoring and coaching these young men, because really it's mentoring. That's what it is, you know. We are competitive inside of us, so we do want to win also, but at the end of the day, it's mentoring these kids. So he's doing, you know, he deserves it. He's mentored, he's taught, he's pushed, he's been everything. You know, as a coach, you are not only a coach coaching football, you're a teacher, you're a father figure, sometimes you're a nurse, sometimes you're a driver to different events, you're a counselor, you're everything to these kids.
The award he won, the Brian Kilray Award, which the city of Ottawa really shows appreciation for what he's done in the city. There's a lot of reasons for that award to be won, and one reason is the great success that he's given to a lot of his players that he's been able to coach over the last while. He's not only been a coach, but he's also been a great mentor for these kids.
Coach Jean has been a great aspect, a backbone to this community. He's done so much for the kids, on and off the field. You know what I'm saying? If it's taking them to camps, if it's feeding them at night a little money if they need it, you know what I'm saying? Help the family out on the field, pushing those kids, showing them discipline, skills, talents, reaching out to coaches and trying to get them recruited. I feel like he's a great role model, not just a coach in the community.
I remember one time I was walking home to go into the gas station, and then out of nowhere, Coach Jean pulls up. He's like, "Where you going?" "I'm gonna go get some chips." And then he's like, no, come in the car, we're gonna go train right now. There's no chips for you. And that was just a funny moment. And it was just.
Man, it's a blessing, man. Like, I've yet to see another Coach Jean, even in the States. Like, he cares you as a person before anything else. And as much as he advocates for football, he's really a life teacher. Like, I've learned more life lessons than I have football lessons. Even though he's training us all the time out here, he teaches us so much. Being a teacher and a coach at St. Matt's throughout my time, the amount of lessons I learned were invaluable, and everything that he taught us on the field and off the field has helped us grow into the person we are today. So just having that outlet for me, I know when I first came in, he made a lot of dreams seem reachable.
I was impressed. I mean, you know, you meet somebody like that, and for me, I was like, you gravitate to a person like that, one, because of the energy and enthusiasm that he has, and that he truly, genuinely cares about his players, you know, and I think that's the ultimate, you know, thing that a coach can do, and, you know, base all his decisions off of is what is the best interest for my guys. And that's how I live my life as a coach, and I can immediately feel that he was the same way. So I think we kind of gravitated to each other and hit it off immediately.
Coach was really big. He has a really big part in everything for me. Like, if it wasn't for Coach, I could have been in the streets. I could have been another kid in the streets. He took me out of that. He gave me an opportunity to play what I want to do what I want to do and play football. And now, like, everything I wanted to do is happening as a whole. And I'm definitely 100% grateful to Coach for that. I always come by here, I help out Coach on the time. I do what I have to do with Coach. Like I show my gratitude for everything that he's helped me with.
Oh man, I thank him every single day. You know what I mean? But what I consider thank him is, you know, I've always thought about this like this. there's nothing I could give, no gift, no nothing. I could have $1 million and give it to him, and I still wouldn't feel like it would be big enough, because he fixed some things in me that I never thought would be fixed. You know what I mean? He made me realize some things that I never thought I'd realize. You know what I mean? And every single time I see him, I always say thank you. I always say thank you, because that's how grateful I am for that man. You know what I mean? He gave me a chance when nobody else wanted to, you know, and he took me in, he mentored me, and you know what I mean? I'm proud to say that he's gonna be in my life for the rest of my life.
Seeing the amount of people that Coach Jean has really impacted over the time he's spent here in the city of Ottawa, we all see the end result of these guys' careers. We all see Willie Pierre at the University of Ottawa. We see Catley Joseph at the University of Maine. We see Akeem Mesidor even making it to True Freshman of the Week. And we even see these guys at the professional stage. I know Coach Jean was able to coach Neville Gallimore while he was in Ottawa. Now he's with the Dallas Cowboys. And there's even Eli Anku, who went through Gridiron Academy with Victor Tedondo. So just seeing all these guys through the city of Ottawa, we always see their end result, but we don't really see the journey that it takes to become a professional athlete from the city of Ottawa. We know it's a long journey, but we never really look at it and really shine light on the fact that there's been a lot of guys that have made it through this system. We have to really thank guys like Coach Jean Guillaume, like Sherrod Baltimore, for helping this journey make it a little easier, because obviously there's been guys like we mentioned, Neville Gallimore, Eli Anku, Christo Bilakudi, as well as Jesse Palmer, who has all gone the NFL route, to make that path a little easier and make it so it's a little more reachable for these guys here in the city of Ottawa. But as we start seeing guys come out of the city of Ottawa, there's been a huge amount of guys that have gone through this process, and I think it's about a time that people start looking at this journey that these guys take from the city of Ottawa.
Looking up to God, we looked up to the savage. Remember me and Master P was riding up in traffic. We looking for the opera, trying to put them up in damage. So tell me, stop. I was only 18 and I done took a few shots. But my body ain't dropped, and I ain't gon' stop. I just picked up the Glock, yeah, dang. They ain't gon' take me out. Best believe I'ma make it out, yeah. Out of this vacant house, I swear to God we been through any days, and cloudy days. I know we thuggin', but I swear that we was better.